In this video, I'll show you how I defeated all the tower bosses by using the best pals for each tower boss, as well as the equipment you'll want to use at each stage. The first boss you will encounter is Zoe and Grizzbolt, located at a ranged syndicate tower at 112 minus 432. For this, you will at least want to be level 12 so you can craft the pelt armor and a feathered hairband, which will give you extra protection as well as a common shield. You will also want to craft a 3-shot bow with at least 100 arrows to help your pals take him down. Grizzbolt is an electric type, making him weak to ground types, so you'll want to use the Alpha Gummos located here at minus 111, minus 629. You can also bring a Rusher, a Dumud, or a Fuddler. I'd also use your Foxback's ability as it does a lot of damage. While fighting Grizzbolt, you want to avoid his attacks by using the pillars for cover. You can also recall your pals so they don't take damage either. When fighting the tower bosses, you will have 10 minutes to destroy their health. Failure to do so will result in being teleported out. Zoe and Grizzbolt only have 30,000 health as this is a beginner's boss. When you've defeated a tower boss, you will be teleported to the top of the tower where you can unlock a fast travel. The second boss you will face is Lyleen and Lyleen, located at the tower of a 3-pal alliance at 184.32. There is some snow in the area, so you'll want to bring along a thermal undershirt to not take damage. For this, you will want to be at least level 25 so you can craft a makeshift handgun, metal armor, and a metal helm with a mega shield. You can also buy a makeshift handgun and ammo from this wandering trader located at a fisherman's point. Lyleen is a grass type, making her weak to fire types, so I'd recommend grabbing large and huge scorching eggs from around the volcano island. This area is hot, so you must bring a heat resistance undershirt. From the scorching eggs, you can get a bunch of good fire pals like Ragnarhawk, Reptile, and Blazehowl. You can even get their dark variants. If you're lucky, you can even find a huge dragon egg that contains Germantide Ignis, the best fire pal in the game. For this fight, I will use a Bladehowl Noct and Ragnarhawk, but here's a list of all the other fire type pals, so you can pick and choose which pals you'd like to use. When it comes to fighting Lyleen, her moves can travel through the pillars, so you must keep a distance. From this point on, all the tower bosses will have an attack that counters their weakness, so Lyleen will have a strong water move against fire. You should try to avoid these attacks at all times. Lily and Lyleen have a total of 69,000 health, so you can use your Foxback from earlier to try and inflict a burn status, which increases your damage output significantly. You also want a lot of ammo for your makeshift handgun, as you'll be firing lots of bullets. The third boss you will face is Axel and Orserk at the Tower of the Brothers of the Eternal Pyre at the volcano at minus 587, minus 520. For this boss fight, you want to be at least level 36 so you can craft a single shot rifle, as of this fight you will want to keep as far away from Orserk as possible. If you have any pendants or rings, you'll want to equip these as you don't need any fire protection as your armor is enough to protect you from the heat. You can also upgrade to the Giga Shield, which is highly recommended. Orserk is an electric and dragon type, making him weak to ground and ice types. For this, I used the Alpha Anubis at this location. Anubis can be hard, so to make it easier, place down a pal box and aggro Anubis into your base. All your pals will then attack Anubis, dealing lots of damage. During the conflict, a lot of your pals will die, so just swap them out. When Anubis's health is low, make sure you recall all your pals so you don't kill him. I recommend crafting a bunch of Hyper and Ultra balls to capture Anubis as he's level 47. I also used a Reptyro Crest as this is the best pal for fighting Axel and Orserk. You can obtain a Reptyro Crest at breeding a Reptyro with a Foxicle. A Foxicle can be found at this location next to a tower boss. If you don't want to use these, here's a list of all the ground and ice types just in case you want to use others. Orserk have a total of 130,000 health, which is a massive jump from Lily and Lyleen, making this a difficult fight at this moment in time. To avoid his attacks, I'd use a Glaze Claw, as this is super fast, allowing you to move out of the way of all his attacks quickly. The fourth boss you will face is Marcus and Faleris at the Tower of the PIDF in the desert region at 554-336. Make sure to bring a heat resistance armor as this area is hot. For this, you want to be at least level 45 so you can craft the assault rifle, refined metal armor, refined metal helm, and the hyper shield. Faleris is a fire type, making him weak against water, so I would recommend capturing an Alpha Germantide at this location. You'll want this Alpha Germantide as Alphas are much stronger than normal pals, and they come with unique passive skills. You can easily catch Germantide by using an electric type pal like my Orserk. Here's a list of a bunch of water pals you can also use. For extra help, you can place down a power box just outside the base area to lure him into your base. If you're struggling with the boss, you can use your Germantide to take down Blazemut. Blazemut has a 5% chance to drop the legendary assault rifle schematic, which is a lot more powerful than the regular assault rifle. You can butcher him to have another chance at obtaining one. All legendary somatics will take much more resources to craft, so take that in mind. Blazemut can be found on the volcanic island. The entrance is at this location. When you've obtained your rifle, head into the boss tower. In my opinion, it's best to use a Gale Claw to move around quickly while still being able to shoot. You have to be careful as some of his attacks can go through the pillars, but as long as you keep moving, you should be fine. Soon as you see the floor go all red, get out of the area as soon as possible. After you've destroyed 147,000 health, you will have beaten Marcus and Faleris. I'd recommend getting the legendary assault rifle as it's the best rifle in the game, and you will still use it at level 55 as all the new weapons are costly. The fifth boss is Victor and Shadowbeak at the tower of the PAL genetic resource unit in the snow biome at -148,447. Make sure you bring cold protection gear as you can freeze to death. For this fight, you'll want to be at least level 50 to have the Palmetal armor, the Palmetal helm, Jetragon saddle, and Germantide's new dragon move, Dragon Meteor. If you know how to do the oil rig, you could make the new plasteel armor and weapons, but for the sake of this video, I won't be using them. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me create an oil rig guide. You'll want to bring your Gale Claw, as Shadowbeak's attacks can be fast, so you'll always want to keep moving. Shadowbeak is a dark type, making him weak to dragon types, so you'll want your Germantide to learn the dragon move, Dragon Meteor. This is important, as without it, you'd run out of time, as Shadowbeak has a whopping 200,000 health. You will also want to swap all his moves into dragon types, so every attack is super effective. I'd catch at least 3 Germantides as they will end up dying in the process. If you can catch a Jetragon at the volcano, then use Jetragon instead as he has 3 powerful dragon moves, and his mount is available at level 50, so you can do loads of damage by using his powerful moves even though he's just used them. You will also want at least 3 Jetragons to be sure you have enough to finish the fight. The sixth and final boss is Zoe and Selyne at the Moonflower Tower in the new Sakurajima Island at -598,209. For this fight, you'll want to be level 55 so you can wear the new Ultra Shield as well as the Plasteel armor. The weapon you'll want to use is the legendary rocket launcher, which has a 3% chance to drop from Jetragon. For your party, you want to grab yourself 4 Godfin with at least Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist, as these increase your character's attack and defense. You will also want to condense them to level up their partner's skill, which makes your character damage even more powerful. To get a bunch of Godfins, just fast travel to Godfin's Turf, as there are so many Godfins you can condense them all in less than an hour. You will also want to grab a Chillet with Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist. I'd also recommend getting Swift and Runner so that you're faster and you have more of a chance to avoid the tower boss's attack. You'll want to condense Chillet into a 4-star, as his partner skill applies dragon damage to the player's attacks, which is strong against Selyne. You will also want to equip some attack and defense pendants to boost your damage output even further. They can easily be found at the wildlife sanctuaries. Before entering the tower, you and your Chillet can eat a mozzarella cheeseburger and a carbonara for a 20% boost in attack and defense. For this fight, all you need to do is keep running in circles around the room firing rockets whenever you can. If you didn't manage to get the rocket launcher, you can still use your legendary assault rifle. Selyne has a total of 261,000 health, but that isn't an issue as we can hit 41,000 damage per rocket. If you want to use a PAL to defeat Selyne, then you can use your German tides from earlier, as Selyne is weak to Dragon type. You can even use your German tide with Legend, Musclehead, Ferocious, and Lord of the Sea to fully increase your PAL's power. You'll also want a Galeclaw to have really fast movement to avoid all the attack. While flying around on Galeclaw, you can just keep spraying into Selyne. Try and aim for Sire for critical damage. When you've defeated the tower boss, you'll receive 5 ancient technology points and be teleported to the top of the tower, giving you this amazing view. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to help the video out in the YouTube algorithm.